Hi, I'm Dr. Jayson Bromboz, and we're going to talk about something that a lot of people hate to do, but it's something that really we should do, and that's flossing. You know, you've been told to floss and you got to clean in between your teeth. Well, the truth of the matter is that flossing is a description for really the main thing that you want to do is to be able to clean in between the teeth. Because in between the teeth is where a lot of bacteria grow, a lot of food collects in there that causes cavities and gum disease. So the main thing is cleaning in between the teeth and not necessarily flossing. You know, you've been to the hygienist and maybe you've had in your experience a Brunhilde and she wants you to floss. She tells you, get in between your teeth and use the dental floss. Well, we're not going to go there. Today we're going to look at some things that are a lot easier for you to floss with. First of all, one of my favorite things that's very easy to use, is almost just like a toothpick, is what's called a doctor's brush pick. Now I'm going to bring this up real close here to see if you can see it here. You can see it looks like a little fish bone. Can you see that? Looks like a little fish bone at the end, and the other end has a pick over here that you can get in between the teeth. So this little thing is called a doctor's brush pick. And let me show you the package. Good. All right, so the next thing that you can use to floss in between your teeth is these little floss loops. And let me show you that. The floss loop over here, you can see it looks like a little, sort of like a little tiny harp that you can get the floss in between the teeth with, and it's got a pick on the other end. Now this is the package. It's called, this brand is called Dentec Easy Angle Floss Picks. I like these because I think these are good. They're better than a lot of the other brands that are out there. There are some other brands, we're going to talk about those too. You get a bag of 75 for I don't know how much, but you can use them once, throw them away if you like, or rinse them off. There's another kind which is called, this one is the CVS flossers. They're not bad, but they're a little bit different design. They're a little harder to work with. They're okay, but not as good as the Dentec. And this is put out by the CVS pharmacy. Then we have another kind, is made by Butler. And you can see it's like a little harp like the other one, and has a pick on the other end for cleaning in between the teeth. And this works real good. So one of the other things that we can do is actually use these little tiny brushes in between the teeth. Now this is a Dentec Easy brush. I'm going to take it out of the package here so you can see what it looks like. And I'm going to take it out here, and you can see it's a little tiny brush that you can actually clean in between the teeth with. And you can bend this and then get it in between your teeth. And it takes a little while getting used to using these, but they're fabulous for cleaning in between the teeth. And so this is not floss, and it's a lot easier than floss. This is another one. This is called a Dentec Dual Action. Dentec makes a lot of good products. They don't pay me anything, but I just found, I did a research on the internet, bought all different kinds and found out these are one of the best. Then this one here, it comes a bunch of little ones. A bunch of little brushes, and let's see if we can get that up close. Yeah, there we go. We can see. You can see the little brushes, tiny, tiny brushes. Well, you break one off. Here, let's break this end off here. So now you can use that in between the teeth. This can get it into smaller spaces. Not everybody's going to be able to get these in between your teeth. The big brushes are small brushes. Here I'm bending it so you can get in there, in between the teeth. Some people, the teeth are so tight together, particularly young people, that the only thing they can use is dental floss. CVS makes what's called a pocket pick, and this is cool. So what this is it's got its own little holder there, and what you do is you push this little white thing up here, and out the end comes a little brush. You can see the little brush there, and then you can lock that little brush in place by pushing it to the side, and so now that little brush can be used in between the teeth. Put it on an angle like that, and you can use these over and over again, just like a toothbrush. You clean it off and rinse it off, and use it over again. And you can throw that in your purse or your pocket. That cleans real good, and I recommend doing that after every meal. So one of the things I like is what's called a floss holder. The brand name is a Floss Aid, and this actually holds floss. And this works good for reaching in the back teeth, so if it's harder for you to reach. Now this is my favorite floss here that I like, is Glide Floss. And the reason I like the Glide Floss is because it glides in between the teeth real easy. It's a real nice, easy to use floss. And the way you use this floss holder here is you have to take the floss, get a piece of floss here. Here you have to wrap it around the little button here in the back several times like that. Then what you have to do is you have to thread it across like this. You see it like that? We got it threaded there. Then you go back down to the other button here, and you wrap it around that several times. And so this holds the floss, and you can get in between the teeth and way back in the teeth. And some people like this because it's bigger and it fits in between the teeth better. So the thing about cleaning in between the teeth is just, use something, whatever it is. You can even use toothpicks and anything to get into the teeth and clean them out. The older we get, there's more space in between the teeth, the bigger the brush you can get in there. But I recommend doing it after every meal if you can. If you can't, at least do it morning and night. Get the junk out from in between the teeth. And the other thing, of course, is a water pick, but we're going to talk about that a different time, about the advantages of using a water pick. So I'm Dr. Jayson Bromboz. It's nice talking to you and making this video for you. I hope you give you a little bit of information and let you know a little bit about our office here in Clearwater, Florida, near Countryside Mall. And if you're in the area, stop by. And what you can do is, if you're local, this is a super soft black toothbrush. These brushes are incredible. I don't know if you can see it, but it's black. But the thing with it is it's extremely soft and gentle. So some people that have real tender gums, you can stop by and get one of those at no charge. So it's nice talking to you, and good brushing.